The old caretaker's journal lay in our hands, its pages trembling slightly as if holding the breath of its long-forgotten author. The ink had faded, but the words were still alive, whispering from another time. We decided to read it right there, under the flickering light of our flashlight, surrounded by the dust and silence of the abandoned basement. The first few pages described daily routines, cleaning the halls, maintaining lights, and keeping records of visitors. But as the entries continued, the tone changed. The caretaker began to mention strange noises echoing through the corridors after midnight. He wrote of hearing footsteps on empty floors and doors creaking open when no one was around. Sometimes, he wrote, I hear voices calling my name, but when I go to check, there's no one. One entry mentioned a particular night when the power went out across the entire building. The caretaker lit a candle and walked through the dark halls to investigate. Every step I took, he wrote, was followed by another, not mine. The writing trembled there, the ink pressed deep into the paper, as if his hand had shaken while writing. The next few entries grew darker. He mentioned shadows moving at the end of the hallway, objects shifting places, and a strange knocking sound that came from inside the walls. He tried to convince himself it was just the old pipes or the wind, but the knocking grew louder each night. It's like the building is breathing, he wrote, like it's alive and watching me. One of the final pages told of a discovery, a locked room at the far end of the third floor that no one had ever opened. The caretaker wrote that he found the key hidden behind an old portrait. He planned to open the room the next morning. That was his last entry. The rest of the pages were blank. As we read those words aloud, a chill filled the air. The basement felt colder, as if the building itself was listening. We exchanged uneasy glances. Had the caretaker disappeared after opening that door? Did he uncover something that should have remained hidden? Determined to find the truth, we decided to locate that mysterious locked room. The journal mentioned the third floor, and though the staircase looked unstable, we knew we had to go. As we climbed, the wooden steps groaned beneath our feet. The air smelled old, like dust and forgotten time. Finally, we reached the corridor. The walls were cracked, and the faded wallpaper peeled away like ancient skin. At the far end, just as the journal described, stood a single door, its surface covered with scratches, the doorknob rusted but intact. We pointed our flashlights toward it. Something about that door felt wrong, almost alive. The silence pressed in on us. I reached out, hand trembling, and touched the knob. It was icy cold. As it turned slowly, the door creaked open, revealing darkness deeper than anything we had seen before. And that was where the caretaker's story truly began.